I found a new Jay Peckham. Jay Peckham is no longer with us. Well, here today anyway. Nice to have you here. Mark Russell joining me. Thanks for stopping by. I asked Mark to join me. Well, he's been a Sting fan for a long time. Season ticket holder, I think, right?
Yeah,
How
for
long
the
have
last
you been?
12 seasons.
The last 12 seasons, eh? Wow. And you've seen a lot of hockey then, right now.
Yeah.
What we're seeing this year, right now, compared to last year, what are your thoughts on that?
I like what I see so far, especially last week, our 2 road game wins.
Yeah.
If we look at the shot clock right now, they're only 6 against Sarnia.
Right.
Gaudreau's a wonderful goalie, but if he gets lit up with more than 30 shots a game like he was last season,
right,
you can't blame him for their losses. But
right. Pull your mic just a little closer in there. So there we go.
You bet.
Yeah, so, I mean, and talk about the new guys you're seeing out there, and then we'll get into the goals. Are you liking some of the new guys? Like Hoover seems to be a popular name.
Hoover, yeah. There was a big cheer for one of his hits, right?
Yeah.
He was one of the first hits today where Sting had clear follow-through, took his man down, didn't back off. And we saw that in the preseason games from him as well.
Yeah.
Limper Lance is another new guy on the team.
Right, yeah.
And he had a bunch of shots, and he's had assists on both the goals already tonight. He's really out there making plays.
The new guys are showing up.
They are.
Right. So, and I think sometimes, Mark, that when the new guys show up, the older guys, or the guys that have already been here a little while, you think that maybe makes them go, oh, hey, we got to
step it up.
We got to keep up with these guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Voigt had an assist on the first goal, scored the second goal, and he had a bunch of shots beforehand too from a defenseman. So, and a veteran.
Nice to see the lineups out there. So Ty Voigt with a nice goal. Ethan Ritchie in there with the first goal for this period as well. Now these are two guys. Jay Peckham and I talk a lot about Ty Voigt and how we last year we wanted to see him step up more, and it was kind of later in the season. It seemed like he was letting loose a little more with his wrist shot and other kind of things. We're really seeing more from him already this season. Even when they played against the Rangers, etc. Where's that coming from? Do you think he's just been told to do more, or do you think it's just more experience?
I think it's more experience.
Yeah.
Maybe he sees himself now as an elder statesman on the team.
Yeah.
Leading by example. He's always had great skills, and it's really all coming together for him this season.
Yeah. Coach Al Letang is, in my opinion anyway, has been a great coach for the Sarnia Sting team. Obviously a different style coming in after Darian Hatcher stepped down. What are your likes for the coach, Al Letang?
I really like how he's willing to commit to something, but when he sees it's not working, make the necessary changes. Friday night's game, he had pretty similar lines for the first 2 periods, and it wasn't working. Every single line was changed up for that third period, and it showed.
Yeah, right. One thing I know about Coach Letang is you've got to earn your ice time out there. He said it a lot last year. People would say, well, why didn't you play that one and that one? Well, because they weren't playing. You don't just get to go out there when the other guys set it up for you because you're the older guy or whatever. So he's a real straight shooter, Alan Letang. So I think that's done him well out there for the Sarnia Sting. The Sioux Greyhounds typically been a team that the Sarnia Sting are like, I don't want to say afraid of, but they know they got to stand tall. They're a pretty big team. Seems to be, it's obviously in our favor here tonight. Where's that coming from? I mean, you talked earlier about 15 shots on goal to their 6. That's huge for the Sarnia Sting.
It is, and I think they've recognized that they're not as large as the Greyhounds, and they're not trying to out-physical them, right? They're trying to out-finesse them, get around past them. They're not worried about completing some of the hits on them. They're worried about knocking them off their game, getting past them and making plays. Yeah,
and that's obviously already shown, by the way. Max Nemesnikov is maybe you can settle a score here between me and Jay Peckham because I really like this young fella. Jay's still on the fence with him there for different reasons. And I think there's still more coming from Max. Do you agree with that, or are you?
Yeah. I think he's doing pretty well tonight as well. I mean, for the first 5 minutes, we had a hard time getting out of the neutral zone. For that first whole shift, he was the only one who made it out of it. And he had the first couple of shots for the Sting this game.
Yeah, so there you go, Jay Peckham. I told you, he's up there somewhere having fun in the suites tonight. So, do you have a player, Mark, that? Or two that you're really keeping an eye on that maybe we haven't seen anything from yet, but you think maybe they're going to come out?
I don't think anybody that we haven't seen anything from yet. I mean, the guys I'm watching are the guys that are making plays. I mean, Gaudreau, he's not down where I sit a lot, but
Right.
It's always fun to watch him work.
Yeah, he's definitely, well, he's one of the OHL's best. He's been named OHL goaltender of the week last week, so you don't just get handed that position, right?
No.
All right, coming out in the second period, though, obviously now the Sioux Greyhounds are in the locker room going, WTF, how do we get out of this? What do you see? Does the Sting need to keep just doing what they were doing, or is there something they need to add in there?
I think the Sioux are going to try to be extra physical, knock our players off their game, and just don't let them get in the head with the chips.
Yeah, there's a lot of young players on our Sarnia Sting as well, or still coming out of last year. And sometimes we talk about mindset a lot in this game. And, well, I know what I was like when I was that age, and you could poke me too just probably once, and I wanted to get mad at you maybe. So I guess what I'm talking about is the experience and keeping the cool out there, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. I think there are a lot of drafted guys on this Sting this season, and so they help to lead by example.
Yeah.
You know, they've had a little time up at a big training camp,
right,
playing with some real pros, and they know that goofing around and losing your temper isn't going to work.
Right. Would you say, I mean, the Sarnia Sting came into the playoffs last year, and a lot of those young players, first time experiencing playoff hockey, which you and I both know, playoff hockey is a completely different ball game, so to speak, than regular season hockey. Do you think that experience for these young players is going to help them go further this year?
It definitely helps.
Yeah, right on. All right, well, there you heard it from my friend Mark Russell. And hi, Jay Peckham. Hope you're having fun without us up there. Laura Domingos is going to join me after the second period, another super Sting fan. And we'll see what she has to say about what's going on. Mark, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks, Dave.
Don't forget to watch post-game press conference. Put your questions on the Sarnia Sting Facebook page, and we'll ask the coach and the players your questions. I'm David Burrows for the Sarnia Sting, and thanks again to my friend Mark Russell. Until next time, go Sting, go.